The federal government has subpoenaed 5 officials in Minnesota, and the list includes Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, the Minneapolis mayor, and the Minnesota Attorney General.
It is related to a planned criminal investigation of state and local officials and their possible obstruction of federal law enforcement. Governor Walz and the mayor of Minneapolis have spoken out against immigration and customs enforcement agents in their state and after the fatal shooting of Renee Good by an ICE officer. Well, it also comes as protests do continue in Minnesota against the Trump administration's immigration enforcement crackdown.
The fight is also playing out in the courts in other ways. The Justice Department has appealed a judge's order restricting how federal agents respond to demonstrators. CNN's Reed Binion reports.
ICE out! ICE out!
Anti-ICE protesters interrupting service at a St. Paul, Minnesota church on Sunday.
Renee Good!
The demonstrators said they were there to protest a top ICE official in the Twin Cities who apparently also serves as a pastor. Within hours, the Justice Department announced an investigation into the protesters. The demonstration, another example of growing tensions in Minnesota, coming as the Pentagon orders roughly 1,500 active duty soldiers to prepare for possible deployment to the state. Meanwhile, a lawyer for the family of Renee Good, who was fatally shot by an ICE agent earlier this month, is pushing for an investigation.
Let's let an investigator get all the facts and ultimately a judge or jury determine.
Sources now say the FBI did initially open a civil rights investigation into the agent who shot Good, but the focus quickly shifted to whether the agent was assaulted, with the probe now focused on the conduct of Good and those around her, including her widow. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said the Justice Department only investigates law enforcement shootings when it's appropriate, and, quote, that's not the case here.
Todd Blanche is telling us that he's determining on his own that that was a defensible act without an investigation.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Now we want to go back to that indictment today of those Minnesota officials. Governor Walz is responding tonight.
In a statement, he invites the president to see our values in action while calling the investigation political theater and a distraction.